Today I will show you how to install VirtualBox in OpenSuse 13.2 and install Windows 10 Preview. First thing you want to do is scroll down to YAST and open it. You want to enter your password. Then you want to go to Software Management. Since I don't have an internet connection to this machine, I'll just skip the refresh repositories. Under repositories though, make sure you have Pacman enabled. Now click search and you can type virtual or VirtualBox or Oracle as a search phrase. Find VirtualBox and check the box next to it. As you can see, I already have it installed. Also check any boxes that might apply to your installation. After VirtualBox installs, sometimes you will notice that when you do a search in your start menu you can't find it. That is because for some reason the icon for the GUI version is not installed. So what you have to do is go back to YAST and install VirtualBox-QT. This will give you the GUI part of the VirtualBox. Now, before you can start VirtualBox, if you try to start it now, it will come up with an error saying that you're not part of the VBox user group. To fix this problem, scroll down to Users and Management in YAST and open it. And then select whatever users you want to have access to VirtualBox. As you see, I only have one user, so I click on it and then click the Edit tab at the bottom and then select the Details tab at the top. Now on the right hand side you'll see where you make your group selections, and just scroll down to get to the V's, and you'll see three options for VirtualBox. For me, I'll just select all three, but depending on how your users are set up, you might just want to select one or two of those options. Then you just click OK twice, and now you're done with YAST. Now go to your start menu and in the search box type in VirtualBox and select it from the results. VirtualBox will now start and you are now presented with a clean GUI with no virtual machines installed. Before we can add an operating system, we need to take care of a few things first. Go to File and then Preferences. Select the Extensions option on the left. The extensions will allow VirtualBox to have USB support and a few other goodies. You can download the extensions from VirtualBox's website. The good thing about the extensions is that there are no operating system versions to choose from. One file works with all operating systems that have VirtualBox installed. The only thing to watch out for is the version of VirtualBox you are getting the extensions for. Click on the blue square with the yellow orange upside down triangle. Go to where you have the extensions file downloaded and select it and click open. Click install. Scroll down until the agree box is no longer grayed out. Click accept. This will trigger OpenSuse to ask you for your root password. Enter it. It only should take about a second, and now it is installed. Click OK. Now we are ready to install the operating system. Click New. Here we will name the virtual machine. The type is what kind of operating system it is. In this case it would be Windows. And the version is set to Windows 10 64-bit. We click on each tab, you can see the various options you can use. Windows 2012, Windows 7, 64-bit or 32-bit, and so on. Even Windows 3.1. Under type, you have Linux, Windows, Mac, and with each type you have different versions that can be installed as well. Once you have made those choices, click Next. Here you would choose how much of your main system memory to split with the virtual machine. Green means you are safe to use those choices, and red means not recommended and could slow down or even crash both the physical and the virtual machine. I'll set mine to just over 4 gigs. This page will allow you to either create a virtual hard drive or to use a pre-existing one, which I'll show you how to do in part 2. And it also has an option for do not add a virtual hard drive at all. The default hard drive size is 32 gigs and can be changed on an upcoming page. So select create a virtual hard drive now, and then click on create. The next page will ask you what type of virtual machine you want to create. VDI image, which is a VirtualBox default. VMDK is often used by VMware. For this tutorial, I am leaving it set to VDI. Now click next. Now those choices is asking you if you want VirtualBox to either create the size of the hard drive as dynamic, meaning that the file is only as big as what is on it, or fixed, which means the file is automatically the size no matter what is on the virtual drive. I recommend setting it to dynamic because this will create a small file size that will be quicker to move than having one already set. Now here is the page where we would set the hard drive size. Since I have dynamic selected, I can go ahead and create a 2 terabyte virtual hard drive. This will not become a problem until I reach the maximum size limit of my physical hard drive. If I had used fixed instead, I would not be allowed to do this. Click create. Now we are back on the main screen, and you can see the options that are used for this virtual machine. To change these, select the virtual machine and then click settings. These are the settings that will only affect the selected virtual machine. If you had other virtual machines installed, these settings will not affect them. You can poke around the tabs and see what they are, and the main tabs we are interested in though are the system, display, and storage. Click on system and you can see the base memory that you have selected earlier, the boot order the system will boot in, the chipset type, the type of pointing device, and extended features you want the virtual machine to use. Be careful on some of these choices that we are about to make. Some choices can lead to the physical system being compromised through the virtual machine, so choose wisely when changing things. I like to enable the PAE/NX option. If you have several cores, then I would bump up the number of cores that the virtual machine could use. Go to display and checkmark the 3D and 2D options, and then slide the slider all the way to 256 meg for virtual memory. Under storage, you can select the type of controller it uses, like P2X3 or P24 or ICH6 for the CD and DVD ROM drives. When you select the virtual machine hard drive, you can tell it to act as a solid state drive, which is nice if you want the faster speed of a solid state drive. Now go back up above and click on the word empty on the DVD ROM drive. Instead of using a thumb drive or a DVD to install the operating system, we're going to use an ISO file. On the right where it says CD DVD drive, click on the disk icon to bring down the menu. Then choose a virtual CD DVD disk file. Navigate to where the file is kept and select it. Then click open. The ISO is now loaded as a virtual DVD drive. Click OK, and you can now see the changes we made in the details window. We are now ready to install Windows 10 Preview. Click on Start. This will bring down another screen that will simulate a computer that is booting up. Just follow the Windows 10 setup screens, and it should be like you're installing Windows 10 on a physical machine. Once it's installed, you are now ready to use Windows 10. Now if you slide out the sides, you will notice that instead of the window resizing, it just creates dead spots around the window viewing area. The reason why is because Windows is using the default VirtualBox driver. To install a more advanced driver that will allow you more view options, go to the VirtualBox toolbar at the top and select Devices, and then select the Insert Guest Additions CD image. Of course, I don't have an internet connection, so I can't download the CD, but what it does is load like the Windows install disk into the virtual DVD drive. It should start automatically and then just follow the directions. The only issue that I have had with the guest editions is that sometimes the Windows update will interfere with it, and the problem then becomes where Windows will start up either in a blank screen or it will have a continuous reboot. This is because I think the Windows update tries to install its own driver, video driver, and with the guest editions video driver it have a conflict. So to fix that problem, if you experience it, is to boot Windows into safe mode and uninstall the guest editions. Once the editions are installed, if you go to View, you can now use the seamless mode and auto size options. This has been a Turtleman production video, and I thank you for your time of watching it, and hopefully you now learned how to use VirtualBox to install a basic operating system.